both coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy, I'm Chris and Don One. Welcome to another review of From. This is coming from season 4, episode 4, and it's entitled Of Myth and Monsters. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, family, as well as a follower. Let's get this channel lit in the YouTube algorithm, if you heard me. Now, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Clearly. Let's see here. Am I live? Is this live or is this Memorex? I just want to know. Oh, yeah, y'all can hear me. Yeah. Or is this Memorex? Okay, I'm gonna say that one more again. All right, so we're about to get into it. All right, so I'm gonna before we begin, I want to tell you guys, I'm gonna alert you guys, spoiler alert, okay? And if you hear a lot of noise, it's because it's raining here in Keysville, Tennessee. All right. So with that being said, let's get into today's episode. Again, warning, major spoiler alert from season 4, episode 4 of God and Monsters. Okay, you've been warned. Okay, so from season 4, episode 4 of Myth and Monsters is a thought-provoking sort of hour filled with personal moments, leaps of faith, or lack thereof. That's mostly seen to encourage viewers to believe in the power of things like imagination storytelling. Okay. The story we tell ourselves can protect us, make us feel strong, make us feel in control. They may also put us in grave danger, but at least if they do, maybe they mean something. But then there is also reason uh, to doubt. In fact, the place where the characters with the most belief in their own personal myths refuse to even consider others. That's the series in particular. The story feels mostly and at least sound. Okay. On one hand, it's a grace of how Tabitha, whose childhood dreams about places turning to all be memories of her soul, who's been here many times before. All right. Claim to just be indulged. Ethan, with his quest to find the Lake of Tears, she and Julia, who has their own widely unbelievable power, both agree the lake is something Ethan made up. How? Why? Whatever you do, don't think about the hypocrisy of Juliet relying on Ethan's book to teach her how to control her powers, to walk through stories, and definitely don't play into her own theories about this impossible place, steeping out into the real world, though tons of other people dream and write back to her. Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay, but nevertheless, I'm the best. But that is human nature. So many true believers treat others' faith with indulgence, and especially in Fromville, there are plenty reasons to doubt both everything and nothing. The voices in Sarah's head don't some tell her to do some confusing ish with the water at the diner, because there are some evil infection that its work itself into some other innocent soul through the water. That's her belief. It's one of those make sick sort of sense. Okay, back to it. I don't know how much y'all. I should have kept looking. All right. So back. Sophia has Sarah sitting in the dining room, terrified of what she has unleashed, or reveal her religion. Girl, tell Mara Christie about uh, blind of Isaac and all of its obsessions. So they are being pulled in so many different directions to believe one kind of monster definitely exists, while another myth is just that, a myth. Okay, that's the only thing viewers can be sure of trying to piece this mystery together. That this is that we don't know, and we might not even know what to do. All right. I'm just gonna just end it right here. Okay. I'm just gonna end it right here, and we're just gonna get into it because I gotta keep my eyes on the ball, which is the live. Because I don't know why the live keeps shutting down. All right. So um basically, okay, it starts off. Sophia is roommates with Sarah. And Sophia does that intentionally. Now, we all know Sophia is the man in yellow. The man in yellow camouflages himself into other people and infiltrate the group in the town. Which I said this I said this on the last live stream I had about From, and I said, so the man in yellow, when he's messing with your mind, it's not one of those type of powers where he can be out in the forest and he happens to see you, and then he starts playing tricks with your mind with voices or whatever. He has to be close to the person that he's trying to possess or play tricks with their mind. Okay, so when the voices returned, Sophia had to be close enough to utilize her power. Sophia, aka the man in yellow. So I said that in last week's live stream. Well, live stream I uploaded about 3 or 4 days ago. So that means the man in yellow probably been camouflaging as other people throughout not only these group of strangers, but other group of strangers that find themselves stranded in Fromville. So that's how he infiltrates all of them, by camouflaging himself like a regular person. And once he camouflages himself, he can infiltrate them and play tricks with their heads or play tricks with their imagination or whatever. Okay. So, and also, we don't know what else the man in yellow can do. Can he read minds? Can he basically make you believe that you're seeing something that's not really there? We don't know how far the man in yellow power is. Okay, so when I said that 3 or 4 days ago, and that's the main reason. Thanks for the thumbs up. That's the main reason why the man in yellow wanted to, well, Sophia wanted to be roommates with Sarah, so he can exploit Sarah by tapping into her mind. And when she's utilizing the voice technique, you can't really tell what she's saying. She's mumbling something, but Sarah knows I guess Sarah hears it in a different tone and in a different voice, and the voice instructed Sarah to basically go to the diner, get a glass of water, drink some of it, and then pour the rest of it in the water pitcher. Okay. And at first, um, Sarah did not want to do that. Okay. Because, of course, when Sarah listened to the voices in her head, I think it was in season 1 or season 2, one of those 2 seasons, she ended up uh accidentally killing her brother because the voices were telling her to kill Ethan. So this is so uh at first Ethan was a threat in Fromville, but Sarah didn't carry it out, and Ethan's still here. Okay, so Ethan is the little boy. Okay, so Sarah was she did it. She drunk the water, but she didn't pour nothing in there. Okay, she was about to, but she didn't. And then you heard some voices outside where someone has failed. You heard someone screaming and stuff. So when she went out there to investigate, it was Sophia. Sophia was at the bottom of the pool, and Sophia said it was like someone pushed her into this pool. Of course, this pool don't have water. It's empty. It's an empty pool, and she ended up breaking her arm. So Sophia believes that. I mean, Sarah believes that the reason why the powers that be push uh uh push Sophia into the pool, and Sarah does not know yet that Sophia is the man in yellow. So there you have it. So when she saw when that went down, she immediately went back into the diner, drank some of the water, and poured the rest of it in the pitcher. Now, um, Sarah believes that she's got some type of toxin in her body, and by her drinking it and then pouring the water into the pitcher, she believes that she's going to infect somebody, but or poison somebody. But she stayed throughout the whole. She stayed through the diner to see what happens if someone drunk the water, and no one drunk the water. They ended up pouring the water out because no one didn't want a glass of water. So Sophia is in the clinic with the two females that are in love with each other. I forgot their names. I do apologize. And they're wondering what's going on, and they're talking, and then Sophia made the comment of, and Sophia comes off as this religious soul. Every time she speaks to someone, she's always speaking in riddles. She always speak in religious riddles, which in the real world, just imagine, you just met somebody and you don't know them personally, but you know that they are a religious person because every time they talk, they just speak in religion. And in the real world, it just throws us back a little bit because that's not a regular conversation. No one, there's nothing wrong with being religious, but when you could be overly too religious when all you speak of is religion 24/7, 365. Everything that comes out of your mouth is religion. But in the real world, we would think that's weird. We would think that's strange because that's not what normal people do. But in Fromville, they just, nobody's not putting two to two together. Like, why is Sophia speaking this way? Now, she does have an alibi. Everyone believes that the preacher who died is Sophia's father, and everyone thinks that, well, her father probably was speaking this way at home, and that's why Sophia speaks in this tone and speaks this way. Okay, but then again, no one's not putting two and two together. Like, why she always speak in religious riddles? But anyway, basically, Sophia said that she was talking about Abraham. All right, the story of Abraham, and basically she was saying that, yeah, God wanted to know, God told Abraham to kill his son, and Abraham didn't do it. He was going to do it, but he didn't do it, and they ended up killing a lamb. And basically the moral of the story is, from Sophia's point of view, God uh wasn't God was testing him. It wasn't the fact that he wanted him to kill his son. God was testing him to say, would he do it? Which, in the story, he almost did. So that's what God was wondering. Would Can I tempt you enough to do it? And that's what Sophia said in the Abraham story. Okay. So you got that story going on. Okay. Then you got Jade and Boyd in their uh high adventure. Okay. So Jade found some mushrooms in the forest and he's going to eat these mushrooms. And Boyd had to was the one that's going to be Jade's guardian to see if everything's okay with Jade, make sure Jade don't get himself in trouble or find himself in trouble. And Jade ate the mushrooms, and everyone's warning him not to, but he had to, because he had said to himself he had to unlock what he has as far as memories go. He believes that there's something in the back of his head that can help them piece all these pieces together. Okay. So these mushrooms, he ate these mushrooms. Now, I don't know. I'm not a person that dabbles in getting high or eating mushrooms or smoking weed, but to my belief, I believe that when you eat mushrooms, particularly these type of mushrooms, the effects happen immediately. Okay. So Jade is still in, he's still Jade, and he's not high yet. He hasn't crossed the path of being high. Okay. So they're waiting for the mushrooms to take effect. So it took the whole entire hour, and we still don't know if Jade's high or not. So I guess, when Jade's gonna start getting high in the next episode. Okay. Meanwhile, Tabitha is at the townhouse, and she's building this mud statue, and she believes that this mud statue will protect her from the evil spirits out there. Now, Mr. Smile, she also told Boyd, uh and then Jade also overheard it, that and Kenny, she also told Kenny that she believes that once this mud statue is complete, it will protect her from the evil spirits, because she told Boyd, like, her and Mr. Smiley still has a connection. Like, the Mr. Smiley can feel when when Tabitha is scared, and he likes it. Okay. But then she can also feel what he's going through. Okay. So they got this connection going on with her and Mr. Smiley. Okay. So you got that as well. Now, the Lake of Tears, and Julie and Ethan, they went on the journey with the rest of the group to go and get vegetables. There's a part of the forest where there's a lake, and that's the only spot in the Fromville that grows vegetables. Okay. So they go over there, and as they do a 2-for-1. Okay, we're gonna go over there and get the vegetables, because people still got to eat. Meanwhile, meanwhile, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know why everybody's okay. I don't get that. All right. So meanwhile, while they're getting the vegetables, okay, while they're getting the vegetables, that gives Ethan and not Julie. Oh God, Ethan and his mom time to, and she just going through the motions with Ethan, because Ethan has this belief. Well, his father told him, uh you know or the representative of his father told him, go find the Lake of Tears, and once you find the Lake of Tears, it will solve all your problems and all the answers, and this, that, and the third. Ethan believes the Lake of Tears is once they find the Lake of Tears, it will, you know, restore everything, and everybody go back to their, normal lives. That's what Ethan believes. Okay. So, hey, how you doing? Roblox, how you doing? Oh, I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you subscribing. Okay. So they go to the lake. Ethan go to the lake with his mom. Well, first of all, they found this bird along the way, And Ethan says, "Oh, mom, let's take the bird with us because the Lake of Tears, once you pour the water on the birds, the bird will be healthy, because at that time the bird done hurt himself or himself or whatever." Okay, you're good. Cool. I'm good. About to go to school. Yeah, man, go to school, dog. Go to school. All right. School's good for you. School is great for you. All right. So Ethan goes, they find the Lake of Tears. They pour water on the bird, and they believe this water is special in this lake, and it's going to heal the bird. Okay. That's Ethan's belief. The mom is just going along with it because she feels like Ethan, let's go through all this because it'll put closure, because Ethan lost his father in a heinous way in the third episode, and she feels like this will be good for Ethan. Okay, appreciate the thumbs up. All right, so they pour water on there. Now one of the people from the town noticed a rope uh at the bait. So he starts immediately pulling on the rope. And as he pulls on the rope, a bunch of bodies risen in the middle of the lake. Okay, so they left that as a cliffhanger. Okay. Meanwhile, Julie thought that she understood how to utilize her powers as far as story walking. She felt, she thought that she'll walk in there, write a number on the piece of paper, drop the piece of paper, and then be pulled out of it so she won't get harmed. So when she walks into the little building thing. It she walks into a story where the man in yellow is eating on the previous town people. Well, the same town people, I believe, that oh, I don't forgot his name. Oh God. Shoot. Anyway, I had his name. I don't lost his name. I am so sorry. Um anyway, uh he's there, Victor. Victor. Okay. So I believe this is the same group of people Victor was associated with when he was a child. And when Julie got there, she saw the man in yellow bent over, eating someone's kidneys. So the man in yellow, how man in yellow is eating, and he stops eating, and he turns around, he knows he saw Julie. So he starts to chase Julie. As he started chasing Julie, they pulled her out of there, because if they didn't pull her out of there, Julie would have been no more. Okay. So when she got pulled out of there, Julie took a piece of paper out of her pocket, thinking that the number that she wrote on the other piece of paper will have the same number, and then now she'll have like a bookmark, sort of say, where she can pick and choose which story or which chapter she wants to go to. But it did not work. All right, so that's pretty much all the review of what took place yesterday on episode 4. Now I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts, my opinion. um I thought I thought episode 4 was a very important episode, and it ties episode 1, 2, and 3, and it gives you more clarity of what they're dealing with, uh what they have to deal with, and what they're dealing with as of right now. As far now, did you get any information on where they're at? Did you get any information on how they can get out of there? No. And like Boyd said, when he had his little group with the other people in the sheriff's office, he's saying, "Hey, look, I'm not going to say this to everybody in time. I'm just going to keep this between us. But right now, we're losing. If this was a game, we're losing right now, because we don't know the rules to this game. We don't even know what game we're supposed to be playing." Okay. And that is true. Now, does this episode helps them as far as, all right, now we know what we have to do? No. But I do feel like this is an episode, and I've been saying this since season one. Like, why don't they have like a group meeting? Everyone goes in the group meeting and then they talk about what's been going on, what their dreams or voices or whatever, and they can put all the pieces together. Okay. And the people that's affected the most during this ordeal, they should be doing that. Now, I don't believe the whole town should know, but in previous seasons, you know, you know, Boyd's, got something going on, some weird stuff happening to him. Ethan is remembering weird stuff that happened to him as a child. Tabitha, when she was pregnant, she had to deal with some weird stuff. The Matthew family, every last one of them had to deal with weird stuff. And you be saying to yourself, okay, all of this is happening in different spots and at different times. How come these people are not piecing all of this together? And and Jay had stuff that he saw, and I'm thinking to myself, how come they don't all get together and just have a group meeting, talk about what happened to them and what does it mean? And I feel like episode 4, we've been, if you have been in the Fromville community, that's what a lot of us would say. Like, how come they're not, you know, uh, you know, in a group talking about this stuff? Maybe talk about this stuff, and maybe a dream that you're having and what I saw in the forest may have a connection. But how you going to know, and how I'm going to know, if we don't communicate what's going on with one another? Okay. And episode 4, it has a attempts to do that. Okay. Now, when they get together and they talk about what's going on, um, do they get all of the answers? No. Do they get some of the answers? No. Um, but that's what I liked. At least they tried. Now, they titled it Myth and Monsters. And it's basically what they're saying is, uh what you believe can be either powerful, or what you don't believe can also be powerful. It could be a pro or a con for you as well. Okay. You got Ethan believing in the Lake of Tears. You got his sister believing that, well, if I read Ethan's kid books, it'll help her as far as story walk through the numerous chapters. You got Jay believing that if he eats these mushrooms, it's going to unlock something in his head that they can utilize. You got Boyd and what's going on with Boyd. So, so that's what it's about, what you believe, or if you are a non-believer, what you don't believe. And it could be just as powerful as someone believing in something. Sophia, you know belief on religion. So yeah, you got all that stuff goings on um with this. Okay. um I like this episode. It attempt a lot of things, um and it left on a cliffhanger. It left on what risen out of the lake. Now, a lot of people believe it's the costumes, of the things, of the big dolls that infiltrated them when they slept there one night. uh some people believe it's bodies that they hid from the previous uh strangers that lived there. So we're gonna have to wait till next week. But a lot of people are pointing to the dolls, okay? And I'll talk a little bit further about that. Well, I'll go ahead and talk. I believe the creatures at night put those suits on, and it protects them from those stones, because as long as you got a stone hanging uh in your house, they can't go in your house, because them stones keep them from uh going in your house. I believe that those doll costumes is some type of fabric that protects them from the stones, and now they'll be able to go through the stones. Now, that's one theory. Another theory is the dolls do come to life. Okay, so we have to wait and see how that plays out on next week's episode. Okay, I think there's 6 more episodes to this. Okay, so then you got Sophia. Sophia is an agent of chaos. She continues to plant more and more seeds of doubt and illusion with the town, with everyone in the town. No one knows that Sophia is also the man in yellow. Okay. Uh, People still believe Sophia is a good girl, a good religious girl. And to be honest with you, Sophia, in the beginning of the episode, she was reading letters from the pastor that she killed. Okay. And I'm saying to myself, well, how come no one hasn't read these letters yet? Because I believe the letters will point them in the right direction, or tell them that, hey, the pastor never had a daughter. Okay. So I do believe somebody is going to start reading those letters. I don't believe it's Boyd. It may be Sarah. We'll have to wait and see. Okay. And Sarah starts speculating on her. And like I said 3 days ago, I don't understand why Sarah couldn't put two and two together. Like, the voices, you stop hearing voices in your head, and the day that you allow Sophia into your house as a roommate, now all of a sudden you hear these voices. Like, I don't understand why Sarah is not putting two and two together. Like, hey, I wasn't hearing these voices when she wasn't here. As soon as I allow her to be my roommate, now all of a sudden I'm hearing the voices. Okay. So yeah, I thought uh it was a great show. I had no issues with it. Um, you know, uh do it draws them closer to what's going on? No. Do we know? Now, everyone has their theories and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go into the theory thing, because there's a lot of things I thought theory, and when I was telling you guys my theories, and now I have to fall back and go like, maybe it didn't go down the way that I thought it was going to go down. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it. We have to wait and see what transpire from on episode 5. I do feel like episode 5 they're going to get a little closer. um you know I think the mushrooms will take effect on Jay, and then Jay is going to be on his high trip, and maybe it will unlock things as far as things he can utilize when he wakes up from his highness. Okay, or if he's going to be able to be woken up from being high, or he's going to stay high forever. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I really do appreciate everyone that came by to the live, and checked out my review. I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna be doing more and more live streams and videos on this channel. So stay tuned for that. It's your boy, the host with the most that do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. I'll talk to you guys next week on another fabulous edition of From. All right. I'm up out of here. Peace.